We're back. Here we are again, and we have a fun topic today. But before we jump into that, you might notice in the video it is completely black over here. So we have an audio blanket now to kind of block out some of the sound from the street. So that should help quite a bit. I also have some sound panels I hung up behind the camera. But today, we're talking about... I don't remember what we're talking about. What was it that we're talking about? We're talking about Subaru's Easter eggs. This guy, I haven't asked him in a while. Thanks, dude. No problem, dude. Anyways, this should be a good topic. Who doesn't like some Easter eggs and some hidden secrets when it comes to these cars? An Easter egg is essentially something that Subaru might have put in the vehicle that you may not be aware of. It might be a secret, or it might just be something that's not very well known. So for this, we're going to be covering the GD, GR, and VA chassis, some Easter eggs that I kind of dug up from some old forums from 2006 up to 2016. So some of these should be good. Some of these should be good, and they should cover all the chassis, all the good chassis that we really have. The GC, I'm sorry. We don't really have them, so I didn't dig too much into the GC Easter eggs. But with that, we're just gonna jump right into it. The VA chassis. Thank you. Don't know why I said that. The first one we're gonna be talking about is the GD chassis. Now with the GD chassis, there might be some hidden features in there that you may or may not know about. So one of the cool little features in the GD chassis is the wink mode. This is going to enable one of the headlights to just spontaneously flash a whole bunch. Now, in order to do this, the car's obviously gonna have to be on. That's the engine, not just accessory power. Now, with the engine on, if you just go ahead and go halfway between your high beam and your low beam, it'll just spontaneously flash. It's kind of cool. It's a little wink mode. I don't know when you're ever gonna use it, but if you want to just say hi to someone, you can just be like, wink, and just wink at them. Now this only works on the GD chassis. This doesn't work on any of the other models that I'm aware of, and I didn't see anything on any of the forums that might indicate that as well. The next one we're going to be talking about is how to disable that noise when you lock and unlock your car. So in order to do this on the GD chassis, you're going to take your key fob, you're going to unlock the car, and you're gonna hold lock and unlock at the same time for 2 seconds or more, however long you want, just minimum 2 seconds. Now by holding that down 2 seconds, it's gonna tell the car, hey, I don't want the chime on anymore. So when you go to unlock and lock your car, the chime will not be there. So you won't have any more of this. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do it, but if you don't want it on there, you can turn it off. To turn it back on, you just, same process, hold the lock and the unlock button down at the same time for at least 2 seconds. You'll know you've done this right. The car will chirp 2 times, and then that'll indicate that the chime has been turned off. I mean, I guess if you want to be stealthy and you want to like sneak up on someone maybe and just be like, surprise, unlocking my car and you can't hear it. Now let's say, you want to disable your seatbelt chime because for some reason you don't like to wear your seatbelt, or maybe you're just driving around a little bit and you don't. I don't know why you're not wearing your seatbelt. Wear your seatbelts. But if you want to disable a chime, let's say you have some aftermarket seats or something, and you don't have that electrical connector plugged in for some reason, you can disable it. So in order to disable the seatbelt chime, you're gonna have to turn the engine on. With the engine on, you're gonna end up taking your seatbelt, and you're gonna stick this metal portion inside of the clicker 20 times within 30 seconds of starting the car. Now, kind of a cheater way to do this that does work 100%, so I guess it's not a cheater way, but in order to speed it up to get the 20 clicks in there, you can hold down the red release button and just stick it in and out. I think that was about 20 times, but stick it in and out 20 times. Just keep going at her. Woo! But by doing that, this will disable the seatbelt chime up until the battery is disconnected or it dies or you replace it. Up until the battery is essentially disconnected. Now, if you want to do a temporary one that's only going to last 1 ignition cycle, instead of doing it 20 times, you can stick it in and out 3 times, and that'll disable it till the next ignition cycle, so just so you won't have that seatbelt chime going at you all the time. And then the last one for the GD models that I could find was front wheel drive only mode. Yes, front wheel drive only mode. This is only going to be for 4 EAT automatic transmissions, and I guess there is a handy reason to have this. So let's say you're driving down the road, you get a flat tire, and it's on the rear, but let's say you got some aftermarket wheels on that bad boy, and they're 18s, but your factory wheels are 16s or 17s. you're gonna have an issue. You're not gonna have a huge issue, but in order to reduce damage to the drivetrain, there is a fuse box located under the hood. I don't know which fuse slot it is, but there's one empty fuse slot. You can stick a fuse in there and it will essentially make the car front wheel drive, only disabling the rear axles, rear drive axle, the rear portion. It'll disable the back half of the car, so that way you can minimize damage. Like I said, I don't know the fuse location and I don't know what size fuse. I could not find that in the forums, but I did see that in a couple 4EAT forums for just a hidden feature. Now that's gonna cover up what I have for the GD model. That was a loud clap. Let's jump into the GR. Ooh. Now with the GR, there are not too many Easter eggs throughout the car. So the only two are gonna end up being inside of the car. One of them is going to be that seat belt again. Now remember, you're gonna bring your seat belt around, you're gonna plug it in 20 times within 30 seconds from having the auxiliary power turned on. That'll disable your seat belt chime until you disconnect the battery or remove it. Now the other one in the GR is going to be a radio feature. So you can go ahead, you can change some auxiliary settings in your radio that you don't normally have access to. So in order to do this, I mean, you can put it in a couple different modes. There's going to be loud mode, sedan mode, wagon mode, and a through mode. The through mode, I think, is kind of a mixture of them all, and it just kind of changes the sound quality of it. I'm not entirely sure. But in order to put it in these modes, so for loud mode, you're going to hold 1 and 6 down on the buttons and press the knob twice, and that'll change it to loud mode. To put it in sedan mode, you're gonna hold 1 and 2 down at the same time, push that knob twice, and that'll put it in sedan mode. To put it in wagon mode, you're gonna hold 1 and 3, knob twice, wagon. To do through mode, 1 and 4, knob twice, through mode. Those are really the only GR Easter eggs there are. Unfortunately, I wish there was more for the GR. I'm sorry, GR guys. This is all I could find online through pages and pages and pages and pages of forums. But if you guys have any other GR Easter eggs that you're aware of, drop them in the comments. Let's make these things known. Let's let people play with the things and do the stuff. Do the stuff and play with the things. Ooh, so now we've kind of covered the GD and the GR Easter eggs. Now we can do the VA ones. So I can show you guys some of these VA Easter eggs since I obviously have one. So with that, let's hop out of this car here and start running through the VA Easter eggs. So now we're jumping over to the VA model. So if you have a VA model and it is a limited, you have welcome lights on your car. I had no idea about this. So if you do have the limited version, if you leave your headlights on auto and you hit unlock on your key fob, your welcome lights come on. It's kind of a neat feature. I didn't know about it. Now, if you want to turn them off and you're not actually getting in your car, you can just hit lock and it'll turn them back off. But I like this feature and I wish I would have known about it sooner because I would probably have been using this more often. Now with that, I'm gonna bring this camera back inside because it is very wet outside and we're gonna keep going over what I have for the VA's Easter eggs. Now for the VA model, there are a couple other Easter eggs that I came across. One of them is still that disabling the seatbelt chime, which is gonna be the same thing, just sticking it in and out a whole bunch to be able to disable that seatbelt. Remember, that is 20 times within 30 seconds to be able to disable that seatbelt. Now, the other ones I came across, I couldn't get these to work because I have the limited model and I don't have an actual key to stick in and out of the actual ignition. Now, for this one, you are gonna have to have a premium or a base model to be able to do these. So to disable the Audible Chime on your car, like with the GD chassis where you push the buttons on the remote, with the VA chassis, it's a little bit different. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna sit in the driver's seat of the car. You wanna make sure that all the doors are closed and you're gonna wanna hold that unlock button. Now with that unlock button held, you're gonna wanna insert the key into the ignition and you're gonna wanna stick it in and out 5 times within 10 seconds. Now, after you do that, you're gonna wanna open the driver's door, get out and close it, and to know that you did this properly, you'll hear an audible chime 3 times and you'll see your signal lights flash 3 times. This will mean that you did it correct and then the audible chime will actually be off. So where's my keys? So when you hit that button, you won't hear that anymore. No more beep. No more beep. So that's how you disable the chime. And then the last one, I couldn't get to work, but people were saying they were able to get it to work. So there are also hidden diagnostic radio features in this one that allow you to change settings that otherwise you would not be able to access. So in order to do that, people are saying that you have to hold down the audio tune button for 5 seconds and that'll pull up a hidden diagnostic feature. Now, whenever I do this, maybe it's because mine's a limited and I have the navigation, but whenever I Stop, car. Whenever I do that, it pulls up like a split screen between my map and the audio, which I don't know why it keeps doing that, but on the base and the premium where you don't have navigation, I'm not sure if it'll work or not. So if anyone wants to try that, go ahead, drop it down in the comments and let us know if it does actually work. Now there is also another hidden diagnostic radio feature in there that allows you to change even more settings, where people were saying you have to hold and push the audio tune knob 5 times for at least 2 seconds between each interval, and that'll pull up another screen which allows you to go in and change some other features. I don't know what those features are because I can't actually get into it on my car. But those are just some of the hidden gems that I found on some forums, just playing with the cars over the years, that I know work. Now, if you guys have any Easter eggs, and that was another thing I was wondering, what do they call them Easter eggs? You just like Easter, you're just finding all these eggs, you're just finding all these things. Finding all the stuff. Ooh! Find all the things, all the stuff. I'm not gonna lie, that black background looks a lot better than just having like misty rain from the street. But anyways, I'm gonna get this camera, wrapped back up. Actually, no, we're gonna close out the video today. We're gonna close it here today. I've been doing some different camera angles, messing with some things, so we're just gonna do it here. So like I was saying, if you guys have any other Easter eggs that I did not mention in this video, please go ahead, drop them down in the comments so everyone else can get in on this good stuff that Subaru has hidden over the years. I wish they had other cooler features like some of the other cars I've had in the past, like my old 04 350Z. If you held the unlock button, it would roll all the windows down. It was kind of a cool feature. I don't know why Subaru doesn't do some of these. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead, hit that little thumbs up, turn that little thumbs up blue. Ooh, I need a haircut. Woo! And if you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, you guys can do that up here in my your left corner of the screen, because this is mirrored to me. Ooh, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo!